I just want to show you the depth of field that my camera has. You see what I'm saying? You don't really. That's that depth of field. This is the rapper hands.
Depth
But
of your
anyways,
mind.
in your mind, come see me rap. Are you fixing your camera? Show started.
I know. I
Like,
didn't.
people don't
I
want
have
to
a.
see the top of your ceiling.
I
You
have
just
a. I
broke
have
the
a.
fourth wall. Like, it's crazy. That's
Yo,
crazy.
I saw a terrible movie on Saturday,
Well,
and part it's called The Bride. It was horrible, and part of what was so horrible about it was
you muted.
that they kept breaking the fourth wall in a very specific way. That there's a narrator, and the narrator's doing her thing. She was terrible, and then there's the main character. And every once in a while, the narrator starts talking to the main character, or the main character was calling for the narrator to talk to her. And I'm like, oh, like, I don't think I've ever seen that sort of wall breaking done well, where the narrator and the people in the story are talking to each other. It's like one of those things you're like never supposed to do. It was horrible. I wanted to just horrible.
It'd be like that. I think. Let me think. The only fourth wall break that I like and enjoy, and that's perfect, is Deadpool.
Is what?
Deadpool. Deadpool is perfect.
I mean, look,
because it's part of his character.
No, I get it. I mean, that's funny that you said that. Like, House of Cards. I mean, we're not supposed to say Kevin Spacey. I mean, he was a horrible person, but he was still a great actor. And they had moments when he would break the fourth wall on House of Cards and look at the camera and spit his game about what he was doing.
Yeah, that made sense.
And it was great. And it made sense that the character thought so little of the people around him, and he was so manipulative of them that he would talk to us. So it fits it's not just the character starts talking to the audience, but that's different than the narrator talking to the character. We do have great, I mean, like, you ever see the Larry Sanders Show? Gary Shandling?
I remember it, but I never really watched that joint.
That was the first time that you really saw a lot of fourth wall breakage in a major TV show. And it was very revolutionary. But the characters turning to talk to the audience is one thing. The narrator talking to the characters is a whole other thing. And I'm like, you can't do that. There's like a plane of existence that the narrator exists on, and then the people in the story exist on. And you can't.
I have to think when that could make sense, but I feel like there's got to be one instance where that makes sense. But I can't. You're right. I just can't think of a time where it's like I'm talking to this narrator, and now it makes sense to the audience. Because, like you said, with House of Cards, you speaking to the audience as someone that's manipulative and knows what's going on. The audience knows what's going on and can see all sides of things. So if you seem like you are smarter than everybody else in the work, if you're talking to the audience, it makes so much sense in House of Cards. I think there was one with Don Cheadle. What was that show with Don Cheadle too? Did he do it?
Yeah, on Showtime, where he was.
It was like House of Cards, but for business.
Yeah, he was like an advertising executive. It's a pretty good show.
I feel like he broke the fourth wall too. I feel like
he might have, but again, this is different. The narrator and the character talking is not quite the same. Like when the character's talking to the audience, that's breaking the fourth wall. I don't think the narrator talking to the character is breaking the fourth wall, because they're still in the same piece. You know what I mean? They're still in the same story, so they're not.
To a degree, it is. Yeah,
it's just terrible. It's just terrible.
But anyways, letting the people get in on the chat. We live. If you're asking any questions, we live, and there's a lot of talk about, but it's also about the same shit. Like it's continual. I have to say that I was wrong. I have to apologize to the people.
Not entirely.
I wasn't exactly wrong, right? But I want to say, I want to own up to the piece. Let me just own up to the piece that I was wrong. He rapped. I didn't think he was even going to go take that angle, but he basically rapped in a way that an executive would rap of a TV show.
But you said he's not going to do a diss song, and he has not. He did not like get in the booth and make a joint that fires back at T.I. and the family. He made a verse in a theme song that will sit on TV. So, like, it'll get reach, but it's not the same as, like, you know, you said this, you said take over, I said ether, right? Like we're used to. It's not that.
It is not a traditional diss song, but if you're looking at it from certain perspectives, because if you're separating this in two camps, of the T.I. camp and 50 camp, and I'm just observing, you know what I'm saying? Because we just had a great conversation with T.I. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. All right, I'm biased now. Okay, we biased over here.
Team,
all right,
team T.I.
now.
Lie
to you. You want to come to the show? You come to the show. We turn biased. All right. No, I'm playing around. But if you look at it as an observer, 50 Cent making a song, putting a jab, like a subtle jab in a song that's on his show that's gonna get replayed because his biggest song in the last few years is the song from The Power, right? It's the theme song from Power. Everybody knows it. He did it at his concert. He plays it. Everybody loves it and can't wait till that show comes in. That's something of a move. That isn't a move. And it's a flex to be like, I'm about to put this on my show. And every single time everybody's watching this thing in the community, they gonna hear me talk about you. And it's a jab at the family structure below the belt.
But what's he saying?
Let's go. Let's break it all down.
What are you saying, though?
Let's break it all down. I got the lyrics right here.
Yeah, I say you burned up your family. You did this. You raped that. You're a horrible person. What do you have to say back?
He said, "I'm a magician." Put the pain in the pot. Ice cubes, watch it lock. Now look what we got. We could go through all this. This is not really, obviously, this is all dealing with.
This is very Dr. Seuss right now. Go back to the top. This is very Dr. Seuss. Look what Ice cubes, watch it lock. Now look at what we got. I turn a brick to a drop, a feed strip to a spot. This is all
G-pack to a knot.
Monosyllabic Dr. Seuss type shit.
Yeah, you can't remove it from the flow and the sound and aesthetics. I don't want to hate just to hate. That's not me.
Into a thought.
Say it again.
Your sister into a thought.
Well, the whole, if you look at it, it's about having like, that whole progression from a magician. I put the pain in the pot, right? So he just declared his thesis of that. I can transform things. And every single line is him transforming things. I don't think this is like bad lyrical display. It's not double syllables and hard words to rhyme, but it's writing. This is writing.
Not thought.
So he puts out that, I did this, I did that. From storefronts to a block, a little bread to a lot, slap box to the Glock, turn a stab wound to a shot. I know magic, black magic. So now he's referring to the thesis of that I'm a magician. I know magic, black magic, blue magic. And then he with blue magic, you could say that it's a reference to American Gangster, and T.I. was an American gangster. You can make a connection there if you feel.
Or just the shit that he sold himself, 50.
3,000% that, obviously, because he's also making a song for the TV show Power, which is about drug dealing and all that, right?
What's the dudgy?
What?
What's the dudgy? Get the dudgy, bitch. Get the Uzi. What's the dudgy?
I don't even know if that we remember what we said, first of all, when you don't know something.
Well, that was Kendrick. It's either guns or money.
No. That's like all around. It's either drugs or guns. You should understand. If you're not grasping it right away, it's not drugs or guns.
This says it's probably heroin.
Yes.
Probably for heroin.
So it's either drugs. But I'm just saying, like, you should already know in your brain that, like, it's either drugs or guns. Like, you should just go there. But Still couldn't move me. I'm back with my dope boy grammar. So that line should tell you what the first line is, because he says, I'm back with my dope boy grammar. Now I'm speaking this dope boy slang again, right? And then the line that everybody knows that it's about T.I.'s fam, your daddy made your mama eat every box in Atlanta. It's kind of a shot more so at King than
no, it's Tiny. It's Tiny. He's talking to
no,
King,
well,
but it's a shot at Tiny. Your mom is a
no,
hoe.
I'm saying this is specific. Your daddy. So who's he talking to?
He's talking to King, but he's
That's all
dissing
I'm saying.
Tiny.
That's what I'm saying. He's talking to
Yeah.
King. And
Yeah.
then it's the entire family, because you're talking about somebody special to the
Freak
entire
shit,
family.
peep shit, keep shit on the low, but everybody know.
That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
That's all you got. That's all you got. That's all you got. That's it.
It's just a line. I think
That's
it's
it. That's the whole diss. Your daddy made your mama eat every box in Atlanta. That's it. That's it. That they're having a lot of sex. That's what we're talking about right now. Okay.
Some people going crazy over it.
Okay.
Some people are going crazy over it.
What is there to go crazy over in that?
All I know is when I said the same thing about the other diss, when I was talking about, it's like, oh, this is what your girl did or what your wife did, all that. And I was like, people were trying to say that our power me. It's like, it's not very potent for me. But I would like to say that if this was part of an entire diss song, that line does stand something and does hold, and it is aggressive and is below the belt, all that. So it is a punchline. I'm just saying, it's like, that's all we got after what he said. Yeah, it's more so of the chess move that people are engaged in.
You did one line.
It depends on how you look at that, though, right? Jay-Z is freaking famous for that. It's famous for, you did a whole song, let me give you a little line.
That was
depends on how you look at it.
But that was because Jay is getting attacked by a crumb. Like at the time, 50 Cent was a very small artist, trying to get attention from Jay. So the little, like, what the fuck is a dollar? What the fuck is, what do you say? I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 Cent? Right? Yeah. So I just gave you that much attention, right? This is not that. T.I. is a massive artist. You're not snubbing him by not giving him attention. It's still like, like if you watch a fight, one fighter hit the other one 15 times and the other one hit the other one twice.
Yeah.
Well, you are winning because you hit him 15 times.
I agree with that theoretically. I agree with that.
I don't feel any vibe of like, you're so small, I only need to push one song off on my TV show, and this is not equal at any stretch.
I think that because of the space that 50 Cent holds within popular culture, he feels that that's the space that it is. Now, within the battle hip hop culture, I'm like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, but you said something though. I thought he wasn't going to say anything on Wax. He said something, and then he has the other song with Max B. I thought he wasn't going to say anything at all. But I feel like because he said something and he has a certain space in pop culture, people now are escalating this thing back up again, right? And I know that Damani dropped a track and it's going back and forth. I don't know where it goes from here. It feels a little bit tired if you're not really in it, That's where it is for me. It's like, if you're not really about to reply with a diss record, it feels like
the Harrises, and I mean the whole family clan over there, have multiple sorts of responses, like multiple sorts of weapons. Like T.I. is coming with the grown man, wrote and recorded a diss song like we are traditionally supposed to in hip hop, coming at you over here with the tomahawk missiles. And then there's Damani, new age rapper, who's coming at you, hard in his direction. And then there's the YN King, who's dissing you with Scud missiles on the internet talking shit about your mom, wearing t-shirts, dissing your mom. It's like there's multiple different ways that he is being attacked and not really effectively responding to any of them. And you would kind of be like, you know what? If you're 50, you kind of be like, you know what? Maybe you should chill because you're getting attacked from multiple sides in multiple ways. If you think you put a line on the Power theme song and that's gonna mean something. Okay, just wait to see what the Harrises do. Just wait.
I don't think they need to do anything. I think when we had our conversation with T.I. and where he was with like ending it and saying like the level of where you went after where we went, it doesn't make sense. And I feel like this could be deaded by you just being like whatever. I don't know about the kids and how they feel about it because they're also getting attention, right? And attention's a drug. So you don't know what that is when it comes to that. But I feel like, yeah.
I hope people did watch the T.I. interview that we did last week.
Yeah, people watched that T.I. interview. It was a great interview.
Throw up the Modern Chow comment. It's a very interesting comment. Y'all's interview with Tip was outstanding. That needs to be pushed out more. Speaking of algos, I appreciate that. It was a very exciting moment for Rap Latte. Maybe the biggest rap star we've had on the show so far, right?
3,000%. It was definitely the biggest. Hopefully not the last, but there's very few people in that air of being as big as T.I. though. You know what I'm saying? There's like very few.
No, for sure. I mean, we definitely are going to try to have more MCs on the show. We love to do those sort of interviews as they come up. We're definitely jumping on those opportunities. But I mean, like Tip, it's a two-way street. Tip comes in, energetic, friendly, like wanting to have a good conversation, wanting to, fuck with me back. Cause I mean, like y'all had just met and he was giving you respect off top. Cause I was like, he's an MC. So he's, like in your world. So he's like, okay, bet. But I know him for a while. So he was like willing to tease me and kind of, when I asked him a question that wasn't really to his liking, he kind of teased me about it. You know what I mean? So it was definitely
all in fun.
yes, all in love. So it was definitely a fun, lively situation. You know what I mean? It takes two. The interviewer's got to step up, but the interviewee's got to be there also to like, I'm here to make this interesting.
Make sure y'all go watch that T.I. interview. I'm gonna make sure I tag it onto this video as well as like this. Also, my man Jermaine, our guy, he's always here with us.
I need the sugar. I didn't have lunch today. I did not have lunch today because I'm working on another thing, a news show that I'm doing called Torre Show. You'll see that on YouTube at 6:00. So it was like the whole morning.
This is the first episode?
This was the first episode was today.
All right.
So it was like, shooting, writing. I wrote it yesterday, but shooting, editing, getting all of it. So I didn't even have lunch. I finished that. I started that at like 9, I think. I finished at like 2:25 and plug in my shit to go talk to Green. So like so I mean, like I hopefully this also is my lunch. This will be acceptable to you. I'm sure there's some sugar in here, but
I don't know if that's acceptable. Anyway, shout out right here. Tour show coming right here, right?
Yes, it's gonna come out on my YouTube channel.
Look at that. Dropping these. He's been dropping on y'all. Great videos.
Logo.
I didn't watch the Kanye joint.
Designed by Green.
Oh yeah, the logo. Yeah, we gotta get rid of this because we gotta get that new logo up there.
Where?
At the top.
Look at that. Oops.
We should move on to Pat. I did not listen to this yet. Pat straight up said fuck Curtis and made a diss in the whip because Pat, he's gonna give you some bars in the whip. So you want to listen to it?
Yes.
Yo. Yo,
Over 50's beat.
yo.
Car is driving.
That's what came to mind soon as I heard the track. Ball spitting lyrical, condescending to murder rap. Heard they shot his ass with a Nina. He deserved a Mac. About to turn the heat up. I got my hand on a thermostat. Ugly ass G-Unit sneakers. Had the shirt to match because after Get Rich or Die Trying, your every verse.
I think I love I love when rappers say petty random shit like ugly ass G-Unit sneakers. Like how you go at his sneakers? Like you them ugly ass sneakers. You remember them sneakers?
Was whack.
They were.
You a jerk for that. Did he clap them cheeks so loud the neighbors heard the slap? That's
Hold
why
on,
you
hold on. Did he clap them cheeks so hard? What? Even the neighbors heard that shit? What the fuck? This is crazy.
I don't know. Why does Pap go in at 50? I have no clue. Can chat tell me? I literally have no clue. I ain't on IG enough. I'm clearly not on the algorithms.
What is this song called?
Did he just spit on in the car? I don't think there's a name for the song.
Because, I mean, I'm looking for the lyrics for that joint, and there's Hustle Hard by Papoose from 2005. Dissing 50. So he been fuck 50 for a long time.
I'm wondering why the reinvigoration, like what's going on with that?
Well, this shit, niggas is popping shit. I'll get in. I hate you already. So fuck
all right,
you.
let's keep playing. Let's keep listening.
You was hurt from that. I heard she fucked all 5 guys and they bring a burger back. Spoke to some conspiracy theorists. They said the earth is flat. They also said you work for Illuminati. Nervous rat. What would make this chump think that he could spit a verse with Pap? Somebody better pray for this nigga. Where the church is at. If it wasn't for M, you'll be looking for a purse to snatch. Bought your girl a wig, then you told her to return it back. 50, you a petty son of a bitch. Bernie Mac killing this nigga softly. Lauren Hill, Roberta Flack. Never.
Oh, that's just a piece of it? Where the whole thing? That's just a piece. Hold on. I'm gonna do my research while I look for the rest of it. This is on his
Yo. Of a bitch, Bernie Mac.
I think that might be all. He just put the piece
Yo.
up. Y'all let me know in the chat because that's all I see. But
not mad at that.
Oh yeah, 50 was beefing with him and Clarissa. I think he like posted some pics on his IG and stuff.
Wait, which one's Clarissa?
The fighter? That's Pap's girl. They're in a relationship. I don't want to just say girl.
His current joint, because he was with Remy for a long time, right?
Yeah, that's been over for a while. I think they're
right, but he was beefing with 50 in at least 05 because the joint I pulled up was from 05. I think he was still with Remy then.
Yeah, but I'm saying the reinvigoration of the whole thing is because of Clarissa Shields, the boxer.
Man.
He was like he did some posts about her.
Can you imagine dating a chick who could unequivocally beat your ass?
Beat your ass. Just straight beat your ass.
If he's a boxer, you stand no chance with her. Even if you're bigger than her, she'll fucking eat your really? Oh, wait.
But you don't know. You don't know. You don't know what type of hands. You don't know what type of hands Pap got.
It don't matter. We go through this all the time. You still can't fuck with a professional woman in her sport. You can't box. You know what I mean? Just because you're a man don't mean you could beat a female boxer. Just because you can't beat a female tennis player.
No, I didn't say
basketball player.
He's a man. I'm just saying we don't know his
no matter how good his amateur hands are. He ain't fucking with no and a known boxer.
Yeah, definitely not. Clarissa Shields, like I wouldn't see it. I could not see it.
No, she would. She would knock him out. You know she would knock us out.
I think it's ridiculous to even bring it up. Like it's just like you said. Like it's just ridiculous to think that like someone who's a professional, especially of her, she's like the top of the top. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not even like
I don't even like because even think like you see like wives and girlfriends like at the fight, like all stressed out, like my
Would you
man.
admit it? This is up to you.
Would I
You
admit
think
what?
tennis. Put it this. Say your wife was the greatest tennis, like one of the best tennis players in her time. Would you admit it?
Of course.
You go
Of
around and be
course.
like, she killed me.
Of course. I mean, I'll say it before you say it because it's freaking obvious. I mean, I would be proud to be and excited, especially with tennis, to be with somebody who's better at it than me. I'd be like, come on, let's go play all the time. But there's something elemental about boxing, right? Because it's fighting, right? Like part of being a man is asserting your physical superiority, right? Like we don't be fighting, but other men will let other men know in that way of like, I ain't no sucker, nigga. I will fucking knock you out if you fucking come out your face. You know what I mean? And to know you have a woman, and you should never be physical with your woman ever, no matter what. I'm just saying,
we're talking about boxing. We're not talking about bare knuckle fight.
In your mind, and she knows that if shit ever really hit the fan, she would kick your ass.
Knock that nigga out. I mean, a lot of people don't understand the skill around.
She gonna knock you the fuck out. Like that's crazy.
I don't know if it was crazy.
I'm not saying crazy in a bad way. It's crazy in an epic. It's just in an epic way that your woman is like physically superior to you in this way. Like, I mean, like I'm not mad at it. It's just reality. But like, it's heavy.
To me, that's just very sensitive. That's why I asked you the question. To me, it's like you're a professional boxer. What am I supposed to do? It's like if I was dating a professional WNBA player, I'm not gonna go around mad. I can't.
Not at all. Not at all.
What I was saying
though was that so when you're a wife or girlfriend and you're watching your person in a fight, your husband, boyfriend in a fight, a professional fight, and you're stressed because you're like, oh my God, like he's gonna get hit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You are watching your girl in a fight and like have to go through that shit of like, fuck, she might get hurt. Oh my God. Like
seeing your boys fight or your people fight, your family fight, like in a real boxing match, because my boy is did pro fights. That shit's ridiculous. Like the emotions of like I understand it now after seeing that, because it's like your guy is over there fighting some other guy, and it's very what's the word I'm looking for? Visceral. Like you can't stop that emotion. Like I'm over here yelling at this nigga like, yo, kill him, but I really mean it.
and I mean, you lose a basketball game, it is what it is. You lose in boxing, you could be hurt. And like even in like any sport, I could acquire a lead to where it becomes very difficult for you to do anything, right? There's really not enough time for you to come back in many situations. Boxing, you can acquire a lead on the cards. You can acquire a lead as far as he's in pain and I'm still fit because I've been delivering the punishment, not taking it. But it's still, you kind of still have a puncher's chance at any time. You could kind of put, your combination, your kinetic chain, whatever together and put your fist right on the guy's chin or right on his nose and freaking drop him down. Like
you can win and still get hurt. That will hurt you for the rest of your life. That's the crazy shit about it. You could win the fight and be CTE the whole time, rest of your life.
Yes.
Messed up. Or something doesn't connect, lose your vision, like so many things. So many things.
A friend of ours, a friend of ours, a woman we love, my wife and I both are friends with her. She's a super athlete. And she was like, I'm going to do this boxing match for charity. And she's going to do 3 rounds with another amateur woman. And we're sitting there with her daughters and my daughter watching her do this. I'm like, sweat pouring down your head. Like, that's my friend in a fight. Like, holy shit. I think she won, but it's a mess. It's always a mess.
Yeah, that's always like I understand it now, having that emotion. But so we gotta see what's going on with this 50, all this battling. It's like, where's the end at this point? That's what I'm feeling.
To the
It feels
50
a
Ti
little
battle.
the entire like the entire thing. Like the Ti battle, the Suns, Pap jumping in because of what's going on. It's like he acquires this attention and just kind of moves on. He clearly doesn't give a fuck. You know what I'm trying to say? It's clearly like, let me just continue to bring
50.
eyeballs in what I'm doing. Yeah. 50.
Well, he's not a contemporary rapper anymore, right? He's not going to release a new album and compete for the top of the charts. So, just being in a public verbal scuffle like this, just, reminds you who he is, puts his name back on everybody's, fingers to type whatever, to talk about on the internet, whatever. And like, just, this is almost better for him than a single. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. Just a single in general, but if something's moving on the charts, that's always the best thing in the world. Like that's going to bring so much attention.
I don't think that's part of his overall strategy. Like I think he has probably achieved as much as he could
the
from
highest
the
part of
music
it.
industry, right?
Yeah.
Especially given that he's now 50 years old or some shit. So most of his fans have aged out of, I mean, like nobody's buying tons of records anyway, right? But most of his fans have aged out of buying his records right away also. So it's like, I've done everything I can do there. Now I'm in TV, now I'm in investments.
And
I
touring.
He had
right. The biggest tour, rap tour, when he dropped it, and it's like probably in the top 5 biggest tours ever now for rap.
When was that tour?
2023 or
yeah.
2024?
He's still out. So he'll still go out and do a big arena tour, right? Not a stadium guy, right?
Arena tour, yeah.
Big arena. So I mean,
not like it's some little thing to do an arena tour, but yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. Just
global arena. Here's the thing: global arena tour. Like 50 Cent is playing like in Romania, freaking Poland, and Chicago and Detroit. You know what I'm trying to say? That's a different thing when you're a global arena.
I mean, that's the level of the brand because of the story, because of the hits, because of how long. I mean, because you're being a legacy artist, that can be the period. If you built the career right, when your touring level is
highest,
right. Like so you're not gonna make it on the charts anymore, but you could still have an amazing touring business. So that's where he is, and like to release more music would not necessarily enhance the touring business, the investment business, the TV business, but popping shit with T.I. and going back and forth with T.I.
I think it's more so can't though, right? If you're looking at it from an industry perspective, the reason why you don't try to compete for the charts is because one, like you said, it's probably not valuable, right? That's the first reason it's not valuable.
Yeah.
Second, when you could like make $100 million, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like you're most likely not gonna make. And two, it's not easy because times have changed and the trends have changed. So you to get a number one, you could try to pay for a number one, but that impact is not the same as it was before, because you could pay for a number one and you would see something kind of out of it before. Now you could pay for a number one and nothing happens. No one's listening to you. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's not converting to ticket sales and converting to fans as it was before. So I think that piece nowadays needs to be brought up more, that it's harder to get into that macro stage. If I sold 8 million records, doing 200 million streams is nothing. It's like, why would I want that? You know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, yes. And like for him to take the time to put out a single, which may or may not pop, is not going to change his touring business. It's not going to change his TV business. If the goal is attention, this is a better way of getting attention than trying to make some music and try to remind you, oh yeah, I can still rap. And he probably also, we haven't even gotten to this part, he probably also knows that he's probably not has able to deliver the rhymes, to get in a booth and say things in a way that is as compelling as you used to be able to do, right? Like you get a little bit slower, some people, your voice changes a little bit.
I think he's spot on. Listen to that thing. He still has the swag and all that. His issue, I think, with the brand connection and is conceptual. I don't think he can rap about his actual life. I don't think he feel like he rap about his actual life because you only could rap about, you know what I'm saying? Think about this verse. It's saying like I'm a magician and that, and it's in the context of power and all that type of stuff because that's the, like he likes to say, aggressive content that people expect from 50 Cent. So what content do they expect from 50 Cent when you're a mogul and you're playing Balrog and Street Fighter and you got TV shows? It doesn't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he understands or desires or I thought knows how to convert that actual life to records that people would want to hear from him and his brand. Now I want to put this out to you. Faith asked you this.
Yes, good question. I mean, he has a brand in that a large number of people could communicate to you what does 50 Cent mean? There are values that go along with being 50 Cent. He's street, he's a troll, he's aggressive, you know, he's a former drug dealer. He's also making, you know, like quite often melodic music that has like a hook, right? And it's sing-songy chorus. So there's a brand. Like we could say this is what 50 Cent is about. And he has established what that brand is so clearly that even a decade past any hits, we still know who he is. So when he shows up in Romania, they have an idea of who he is. There's a lot of MCs who, you know, outside the tip top level who have those name brands. The other MCs could show up in Romania and people would not know who is he? What does he stand for?
Is, yeah.
I might know his song, but I can't tell you what they're all about, right? All of us could tell you this is what 50 Cent is about. These are the values that he represents as an artist, even if we don't like him.
It is, that's the one thing that you can never say 50 Cent doesn't have, which is a brand. Like that's what he is. He is a brand. To say that 50 Cent isn't a brand because he doesn't have a hit song is like a song doesn't make a brand. That doesn't make you a brand. A song could live on its own and you never know the artist who it is. Sure. A song could be a brand of its own. You know what I'm trying to say? Sure. We don't know. I don't know who sings I'm Blue, Dabba Doo, Dabba Die. No freaking clue. But I know that damn song. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Barbie girl. I have no idea who sings that song. But I know the damn song, and that's because those things are brands in itself. 50 Cent is a brand in itself in the same way that Tupac is a brand in itself, in the same way that Kanye is a brand in itself. You know, these type of artists have reached that brand upper echelon, and they can do some, like, that's why you're able to convert that into millions of dollars because it's Coca-Cola.
And you're able to communicate it like in another language, in another culture. That you can, you know, 50 could go to Moscow and there's 100,000 people who are like, I know who he is.
50 Cent is,
I know what he's about. I know what Kanye is about. I know what Nas is about. You know, I think when you talk about like the middle class of rappers that we could name, a lot of them may not have established a national brand. They might have a brand within hip hop. They might have a brand within Chicago, Michigan, wherever, Detroit, wherever, but not a national brand. You know what I mean?
And damn sure not an international brand.
Damn sure. I mean, like, you know, if your mom, who's not into hip hop, could tell you something about 50 Cent, that tells you how large the brand awareness is.
That's 3,000% true right there. Also, they shout out the IDK interview. That was definitely a great interview as well. Shout out IDK.
Yeah, he was great. He was great.
Mixtape too. So check that out. Speaking of new music, you know what's coming back, and we could talk about this. You know what's coming back into hip hop?
What?
The groups. The young guys are like making groups. There's a super group going on. I'm gonna show you them right now.
Yo, we got to get into Jill Scott's album, dog.
We definitely do. Well, but that's its own video.
I started
That's
listening. It's for sure. I started listening to it this morning, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know you was gonna go at it like that."
Yeah, I have not. I need to fully be in the mode to be on some Jill Scott stuff. But is it different?
It's from the first bits I got. It was like very funky, like
Like movable? Like you can move to it?
like Parliament type funky, like.
Oh, that's a vibe. So yeah. So this is the Scythe. This is Denzel Curry's group. He put it together. So Denzel Curry, Tia Corinne, Ferg, BK the Ruler, K Niata. Strictly for the Scythe is the project coming out. I'm not gonna play this because we'll do our own thing on that. But it's like they did kind of like a Memphis sound because Ferg, his hit was like a 3-6 Mafia type. His biggest song had like a 3-6 Mafia bounce, and ASAP when they came out, they had a very southern style to the production and all that. Denzel Curry I always liked, always interesting. And I think that this is, I'm excited to hear everything. I didn't listen to all the songs. There was like 2-3 that was on there, but you guys should check it out. The other group, and I feel like this is just aesthetic, is your boy Lil Yachty, Concrete Boys. They've been doing it for a bit, and the group aesthetic seems like it's full on right now, especially the super group aesthetic. And it made me think about how long they said the album is dope. I haven't checked out the album right now. Coast Contra, obviously, with the more like 90s style group. But I'm saying like that group aesthetic has been gone for a minute. Like everybody wanted all to shine for themselves. So it's like, I wonder if these things could actually like be a thing. Like it hasn't been a big rap group in the longest time. Like
can we, at least for the purpose of this conversation, can we differentiate between groups and supergroups? Because groups are like, we are together, forever until we go solo. Supergroups are like, this is a second thing for me, but I'm coming together with other superstars to form something else. Mm-hmm. So I see them a little bit differently. And I think you're saying that these are both supergroups.
I don't know if Concrete Boy is a super group. I think that's a
Yachty
crew group.
And 2 other people.
It's Yachty and 3 other people, but it's his. So it's more like D12 or G Unit. Those weren't super groups.
They were not.
They were like the crew group. Like the lead rapper.
But they were groups.
They're not super groups. They're groups.
They're definitely not super groups because there weren't enough superstars in them. Like if you're in a super group, you establish who you are and then you come together.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So like the Firm.
Yeah, but what about the Locks? What about the Locks? That's a group, but then they all have individual.
Yes, they started as D Block, then became the Locks, right? And then established solo careers, and really Jadakiss is really the only solo career we really care about out of that, right?
I wouldn't say that. Styles P.
Okay, no disrespect to Styles, but
Kiss
is the one we're constantly talking about out of that. But this is the difference to me. That did you start as a group, introduce us to yourselves as a group, and then go solo and create other things, and maybe you come back, but we were always still a group, or you started out solo, made a name, and then came together to, so Wu-Tang's a group with stars in it. The Firm was a super group because they were, they already
became stars. It's like your group is so big that you guys individually became stars. Same thing with
no, the Firm, they were already known. I think
Foxy, I know I'm not talking about the Firm. I was just talking about the groups like Wu-Tang and the Locks. But I get it. Super group versus that. But there's also other groups like AG Club. Paris, Texas is a duo. I know you like to separate duos and groups, but I don't.
Duos are different than groups in hip hop.
They are, but when we're talking about groups, they're still in there with because there's not that many duos either in hip hop. I'm just talking about how there's been a lack of groups and duos, and now it seems like groups and duos are like on the younger front. are pushing through. Like there used to be Brockhampton, and Brockhampton was like the last version of Odd Future. Now you got AG Club and you got Paris, Texas as a duo. There's these things bubbling, but I do understand the difference of a supergroup. But what was the best supergroup in hip hop to you?
This nigga said Styles' catalog bodies Jada's. Just because you put respectfully doesn't mean that it's true.
I think it's comparable. I don't think you listening to Styles P like that. That's the truth. I think you gotta go. I think you gotta go back.
Wow.
Because you're not really catching what Styles was doing on his.
This is all right. I feel this is Jada hate. I feel like, but okay.
In no way will Sir King Green, which makes no sense because you can't be a Sir and a King. Sir King Green be hating on Jada Kiss. Don't ever come out your list and put anything on the internet and interwebs where Green is hating on Jada. I'm just saying you can't disrespect Styles P. Lox is one of my favorite groups of all time, and not even in hip hop, just in general.
I remember being on a red carpet for some show. I think I was at BET, and Kiss had brought his dad, and they had done the interview, and they were leaving. And the dad on the red carpet, the dad kind of like came back a little bit and put his arm around my shoulder and was like, I just want you to know, we are not from the hood. We are from the middle class. I provided a nice childhood for him. I don't know why he wants y'all to think he's from the hood.
That's what he said?
His dad was like, please stop saying you're from the hood. I was providing for you. Like, what are we doing right now?
He's like, I provided. I did some shit for you.
You said my favorite supergroup?
Yeah, supergroup. Because I'm trying to think. Because there's the Firm. Like, what do we? I want to think of.
I want to say the Commission, but the Commission never really happened.
Favorite supergroup, and it can't be a duo, right?
Can't be a duo. That's not a super. That's not a group. That's a duo.
Somehow I'm okay with that more so than the other way around. Like if two people make a duo album, that ain't a supergroup. It's just two niggas making an album together.
I guess. I mean, you know, I don't know. Super duo doesn't mean anything, but yeah, two people making an album together is not what we're talking about. I mean,
at all.
Some people would say Slaughterhouse. I guess is that really a group?
Slaughterhouse was dope. I wish they did more.
I mean, Westside. See, I think Westside. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Griselda's a group, not really a super group. Oh no, maybe the
I would put Griselda's like the crew group again, like where you are crew and then you get individual.
Yeah, like crew is different than a group because a crew you may or may not make an album together, right? The group is like we're making.
I don't know. I feel like we have to put. When I think about it, I feel like you got to put duos in super groups.
Why would duos be in super groups?
Because it is still a group.
I mean, you know,
like if two rappers come together and form like Run the Jewels, that's a super group.
There's only two of them. I mean, you know,
that's what I'm trying to say. We got to kind of throw it in there.
We cannot argue our way out of this. I believe that hip hop has a tradition of duos to where that is a separate category from groups which are three or more. Right, and we have a
but that's just you. But that's just you. Why?
Well, I understand that. But like I'm saying, we do not honor sufficiently the history of duos by acting like, oh, you're the same as a group, right? And so I think
you got to go against groups though, because when you have like the best group ever conversations, they throw in Tribe, Wu-Tang, Outkast. Outkast is two people, but they're like in the conversation for best group ever.
I understand that they should not be in that conversation. There should be
that's crazy.
Duo has a lane, group has a lane, solo artist has a lane. Hip hop has an amazing tradition of each of those three lanes, and it shouldn't be flattened to go, well, duos are the same as groups. They are different. And
okay,
you in the mall.
You in the mall.
What'd you say?
In the mall. You're 18 years
old.
You're
in the mall. Don't even say mall on this show.
You're in the mall. Listen to
No, we banned the word mall from the show entirely.
You're in the shopping mall and you're 18 years old. Two guys come over there and beat your ass. They jump you. Then you go to your friends. What do you tell them? A couple of guys beat me, or group
Yes,
of niggas
two
beat
niggas
my
beat
ass.
my ass. Two niggas
So
beat
you
my
like
ass.
two niggas beat my ass, or
Two
a group
niggas
of
beat
niggas
my
beat
ass. Yes, because I only need two of y'all, and then we will have superiority. You don't need to call everybody. Just any two of y'all, and it'll be 3-on-2. But if it was 3 or 4 of them, then we need to call everybody to come out because we need 8 niggas to make sure that the 4
We need
niggas
8
get their
niggas for
ass
these
beat.
2 niggas. All
I
right.
mean, I think that.
Oh yeah, what about Def Squad? That was one.
I think that what we get from a duo is a certain sort of like it's a dual flavor. It's generally two guys giving us their vision of the music. I think when you put 3 heads in the mix, or 4 or 5, there's very few 5-person groups, right? It's generally the groups are 3 or 4 people. Beyond that, it's very, very, very few.
It's just Wu-Tang, basically.
Yeah.
At that level.
Well, now, but Odd Future, is that a group or a collective? Because that was a lot of niggas.
Odd Future's a group. Saying collective is just marketing.
Right. So that's a lot. But it'd be like, it's very rare. Beyond 5 is very rare. 5 or more is very rare.
Yeah.
Just the amount of thought and energy that you're able to bring when it's 3 or 4 versus 2 is a huge difference to me, and that we should historically mark a difference. There's nothing that I could, if you don't agree with that, there's nothing I could say that would win that argument with you. And there's nothing you could say that would make me go, okay, like then yes, like
yeah. It's just your personal.
I have always believed
Black
that
Hippie's a super group.
The duo, the two guys or 2 women going for theirs is a specific group within a specific lane within hip hop, and we should honor that by considering Outkast, Mobb Deep, like that freaking lane of like 2 people going for it. De La Soul is a group, not a duo. Tribe Called Quest is a group, not a duo.
Mm-hmm.
But then, if it's 2 people, if it's the Clips.
So you can't compare Outkast to Tribe Called Quest. Like you're saying that's a duo, therefore they're not. That's weird.
It's not a can't, because there are definitely cultural things that are linking them, and Tribe is absolutely one of the fathers of Outkast. So, if you want to talk about the lineage of hip hop, they are absolutely like in the same story, right? Like Outkast is absolutely descended from the whole Native Tongues movement, Tribe and De La being leaders within that. But if you want to talk about greatest groups, I would say, great, let's do that and leave that for 3 or more. Duos are 2s. And we're going to, solo artists are one thing, duos are another thing. There's just so many in hip hop that it kind of flattens the conversation to put the 2s in with the 3s and the 4s.
But then I feel like there's a difference between Wu-Tang and Tribe Called Quest. There's 9 niggas, and then there's 3.
Well, sure.
Then you should change the group measurements for that. But anyway, we could get out of that. This conversation, like you said, it's cyclical because you're in your space and we're in a space. But I want to think about supergroups. When I think about supergroups, I'm like, damn, there really isn't that many at all. And Black Hippie is definitely one of them that never had made anything though. They have like a couple songs. That's kind of it. No, CRS made
Chad
3 songs.
Chad and Pharrell are not in Clips. They are the producers of the Clips, right? That's different.
Yeah, that's not. You can't just throw them in there.
They're part of their family and their crew. But when Clips goes on stage, or when Clips puts out an album, it's Pusha and Malice.
CRS is Pharrell, Kanye, and Lupe. They never did anything. They just dropped 3 songs, but they never did a project. Rather, they did 3 songs. We was waiting on that. I remember that in like 2007. We was waiting.
I mean, it's kind of like, what is the great super group of all time?
In general, or just
in hip hop? In hip hop. Like I don't
think
Like, I don't know that
that exists really.
I don't know that category has ever really lived up to its potential or a hope or
I
expectation
think
that
the duos has though, because that's if you want to be the super duos or the collab albums have. Like you got Watch the
Watch the
Throne,
Throne,
Run the Jewels,
Redman
people,
and Method Man.
Redman, Method Man. You got a lot of people who've got to a different level because they joined together than being solo. Whereas a lot of the super groups, their solo stuff might have like got somewhere bigger. Someone in the group probably got a little bigger.
Wu-Tang is a group, not a collective.
They came out as
they came
collective
out.
is not a word, is not a thing. We're not making a new category. There's no such thing as a collective.
Well, no,
You talking about collective like the native tongues? That's a collective.
That's a collective.
That's that's not the same thing. They don't make albums together. You know what I'm saying? They don't make the native tongue album as a group.
Right, but you understand, like, this is an extended family. You know, ASAP is an extended family. Odd Future came out as a singular thing, but it's an extended family.
No, but they drop albums. There's a difference.
I understand they drop albums. Like somebody might jump on, somebody might jump on his album, whatever.
We missing the groups, and I want a group to come out and really. There's definitely duos. I don't want to say that there hasn't been duos. So duos seem to work easier, obviously in hip hop, because you only got one person to bounce off of. When you got 3-4 niggas to try to deal with it, I'll let you know from personal experience that shit is hard.
What do you mean it's hard?
Once you have more than 2 people, it's way harder.
What's harder?
To create music, to create sounds, to have the same vision. That's when a leader is needed the most, is when you have more people. Someone needs to be driving the ship.
So if you have 3 or 4, let's say, people with ideas, that's actually going to be harder, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're saying because there's like so much coming into the
especially if they're individually doing so. Someone's got to be leading the ship like that. The Scythe, I think Denzel Curry put that group together, so he probably had the vision, brought everybody together. And being a leader doesn't mean you are in charge. You are in charge, and everybody does what you said. It means you understand. It's like being a coach. It's like I understand how to make all this work together, and I'm the glue, like RZA. You know what I'm saying?
But people, I mean, it's an interesting observation because people would think, you put 3 or 4 superstars in a room. And of course, magic's going to happen. And you're like, no, that's probably less likely because of the creative process. It's hard to get through when there's so many voices.
Yeah, it's hard. They talking about grave diggers. We could go with grave diggers, but not like we said. Like Tori said, there's nothing that like broke through to like hip hop all time. That was a super group. Only duos.
I mean, it's kind of like, how the NBA went through a whole super team era.
Big 3, yeah.
I mean, but Big 3's all over the place.
And I know,
some of them worked. LeBron and them got a ring, but a lot of them.
What Big 3 did LeBron have?
With
you talking about you talking about Miami?
Yeah. In Miami.
That was more than a Big 3. They modeled that whole team after like the '98 Bulls. Like this shit was more than a Big 3.
I'm saying, a lot of those teams have underperformed to where the NBA has realized that's not a winning. Like we thought it was a winning strategy, but it's usually not.
Well, because I think the correction of that was the Golden State Warriors, right? It wasn't about Big 3. It's like we all shoot and we play a widespread version of basketball that you can't really handle. Then we got Draymond Green doing all the grunt work because he can he's fast and can shoot and rebound. You know what I'm saying? He plays defense as well. So Draymond Green was the key factor in that team. So now a complete team will always beat
a complete team, because the superstar team has 3 guys who are excelling and 2 guys who shouldn't be on the floor because we can't afford 5 dope guys. So
and they're usually excelling in offense and not defense. That's the issue.
100%. There's no defensive super team. That would never happen in the NBA.
It should.
But yeah, no, just the history of supergroups is largely underwhelming.
Right?
In hip hop.
Flip Mode Squad. I don't think that's a super group. I feel like that's another crew.
Yeah.
Like when there's a main artist and then he gets his people going, that's a crew. Or just it's a group, but it's definitely not a super group. But that was moving onto that. It is March 9th, so shout out to Biggie.
Yes, indeed.
Shout out to B.I.G. What's your favorite Biggie album? Just to let the people know.
I mean, well, I really think about a song. I mean, I liked Life After Death better than the first one. So it's a little more mature. And I got a story to tell because I love storytelling in hip hop. And I love how he flips it as far as rapping the story and then telling the story. And it takes me back to the notion of like, this is kind of, ascended from, niggas talking shit on the street corner about what they did and exaggerating, but like putting rhythm and flow to it and then rhyme to it and, like flavor to it. And he tells the same story 2 different ways, but different tones, different vibes. And the first one, I'm kind of like dancing, but feeling the street thug flex. And the second one, I'm like laughing, the way when he's just talking it through. I mean, like that to me is, and and the specificity and the way the story goes, that he's fucking Nick's girl in his apartment. And when he comes in, he flips it and robs the guy. Like, and pretends it was always a robbery and robs the guy. So he walks out with, I got your girl, I got your money, I got your shit. Like, I could out rap you, I could out thug you, and I could out fug you, and I could out fuck you. So I beat you on every level, and you're a fucking New York Nick. I mean, like that to me was the height of big.
Definitely. Life After Death is like, especially like you said, after the time goes on, is like it's got more of the things that I go back to. Like I remember like not thinking Hypnotized as a kid, not thinking Hypnotized was like the best in the world, but liking it. And then now I'm like, this is like his best pop record. You know what I'm saying? It's like the one that like really cut through. And obviously he has the more storytelling and everything.
I didn't fully understand Big to the fullest potential until I saw the documentary. I mean, like I interviewed him, I knew him, I loved his music from day one. But the last documentary about him talked about when he was a teenager, there was a jazz drummer in his building who he was friendly with, like a professional jazz drummer. And so he was a little more aware of that man's music than he would have otherwise been because he was in his life. And so then he kind of takes on a jazz drummer's approach to rhythm within his joints. And when they said that, I was like, oh, wow. Like that makes a lot of sense. Like, that's crazy. He does. He does. And it's crazy.
I love that. I remember hearing that too. I love that about Big because it made sense, but also it felt a little jazzy in the saxophoneness too, the way that it swings and it's like laid back, but it's definitely a pocket in rhythmic. The person that's more percussive to me that feels like a drum solo is Kendrick. Kendrick's verses feel like drum solos. Like it's crazy, especially like there's a whole clip where a drummer's talking about Kendrick's verse and song in All Right, and how his rap at the end before the chorus follows exactly the drum fill. And it's like you could see how percussive his like rhythm is and how much it feels like a drum solo. But here's two other questions for you. One, how many classic albums, I've seen this going around the internet, how many classic albums does Kendrick Lamar have?
Oh, we're going
from
to
your
Kendrick.
perspective. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Kendrick has made a bad album.
But there's a difference between the word classic and bad.
Yes, I know. I mean, like, for sure, Good Kid, Mad City. For sure, I mean, where does it stop? For sure, To Pimp a Butterfly, without question. Damn, G
Pulp
and
Fiction.
X. I mean,
Mr. Morale, is that a classic to you?
maybe not to me, but it's still like an extraordinary achievement. And if somebody else wanted to say it was to them, then I'm like,
I
okay.
think the only thing I will accept from anybody is saying that he only has Good Kid, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, and G and X. He has to at least have 4. I think that I love Mr. Morale. I don't think, you know what I'm saying, that's me, but I could think that I could see how that might be personal, you know? I can see how that could be a personal taste thing. Whereas even To Pimp a Butterfly, I don't think is better than Mr. Morale, but other people think it is. But I could recognize the moment in classic, because to me, I want to know is for you is like, what's a classic? Because people love turning this world around. Is a classic determined by the just the impact on culture? Is it just, or is it like this credibility factor to it? This unknown credibility factor to it.
Is it somebody's pointing
I
out
don't count Section 80. I don't count Section 80
as an album or as a classic?
It's not a classic, and it's damn sure not a classic. And I don't count it as an album because it was in a weird time in the music industry where people were making albums as mixtapes.
So you want to classify that as a mixtape, even though it's 16 joints?
No, I just don't count. I just don't count it. But if we want to count it as an album, fine. It's just not a classic.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
Like, it's just not. Like, no one's over here saying that unless they're like a Kendrick fan. You know what I'm trying to say? No one's like, I remember Section 80. You know, everybody knows when Good Kid, Mad City dropped.
Niggas is about to get into a fight in the comments. I'm like, oh, somebody said that. Somebody said, "Damn, doesn't age well," and somebody else said, "In what way has it damn aged well?"
We're going to do an episode on Damn, where I'm going to educate y'all on what Damn really is, because I was a person that felt that way before I've continuously listened to it, saying that it wasn't as grand as what people were saying it is. But if you're not paying attention to the depth of that project because of the popularity of it and the like hit songness of the album, and you might think that the reverse album thing that he did is just like a gimmick. That shit is not a gimmick. It's unbelievably well thought out and orchestrated and structured from beginning to end for an album to work forward and backwards, not only conceptually, not only technically, but also musically. It's insane when you break it down, because I've actually went through so many things. Like, for you to use the look at like something being at like the mirror track later on the album has the same bass line, but it's reversed. That's insane. Like, you're using the same music, but then you're also conceptually talking about two different points of the same topic. No one's done that before. No one's done that before. Any genre, not hip hop. Like, any genre. Like, it was insane to like really go through every step on that project.
Part of the thing with a classic is that it is bigger than you, right? Exactly. You as the listener, right? There are classics in the world of jazz, let's say. I don't get to enter into jazz and go, well, I don't like Kind of Blue. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The community has already decided this is one of our totems. This is a classic to us. If you want to understand what we're talking about over here, this is one of those albums. If you don't like it, that's fine. Maybe this is not the school for you. Maybe you need to be somewhere else. So it's not just an individual decision. Like, the notion of a classic to me is kind of it's kind of silly to me, because it's a communal decision within the people who really love that culture. Okay. Now
that's why I say about what's it called? About Mr. Morale. I put it up there with everything else, but we have not done that. The community hasn't done that. And you can see that in the moment, but we've all know the moment of Damn. We know the moment of To Pimp a Butterfly. Like To Pimp a Butterfly, I was in Germany. I'm in Germany. It just comes out. This freaking cover was on the wall of Virgin Records office, a giant cup, and already everybody's like, this is the thing. And it was like 2 weeks old. And I didn't get it yet. So I'm listening to it while I'm in tour in Germany, stuff like that, and going to different places. And people are asking me what I think about To Pimp a Butterfly. And I'm like, nigga, I haven't listened. Like, they're asking me about this shit. That's how you know something's bigger than you, when it's in the conversation.
I mean, I don't like the concept of instant classic. I think that means I liked it a lot. Me and my friends liked it a lot. And like, it does need to take time and marinate over time.
You can see things.
Yeah, at least 6 to 12 months. So you can see it apart from the specific context of the moment that it comes out in and the recency bias. I don't think a classic needs to have no skips. I think that a classic can be, whatever number of towering great songs. It doesn't mean that every person who listens to it likes every single song on that album. I think that it is sort of a high point for the genre, either a high expression of the art form or a new expression of the art form. So like Miseducation pushes hip hop in a new direction and we revere it for that reason. Illmatic is just classic hip hop, but it shows us the art form in an elevated way, right? Like he's like the best rapper.
Well, it's classic hip hop now. At the time, it was completely unheard of.
What was unheard of?
Illmatic.
Illmatic got 5 mics in the source. So we were not taken by surprise by Nas. He had said that he would went to hell for stuff and Jesus, and everyone was like, who the fuck is that? What the fuck is that nigga about?
He delivered, but I'm saying like there was no super producer albums with a bunch of people making beats on an album before that album like that. That was new. It was a new sound and a new thing happening at that time.
But this is traditional straight ahead hip hop. But he did it better than anybody else had done it to that point. So he elucidates what hip hop truly is to a new level, as opposed to Lauren says, well, I think hip hop can also be this. And like, so they are doing different things, but they are both classics for different reasons. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you, but I feel I guess I don't
elevate the art form. You can.
He elevated the art form.
Yes, as an MC, but as a sound, it's just traditional hip hop done in an extraordinary way. There's just multiple ways to
who did that sound before him.
I mean, this is I who did.
I was wondering from that.
But you're talking about like a specific sonic direction. I look at him as like the son of Rakim, as far as I am giving you serious rhymes on top of your fucking head over and over and over, to where you should read this and try to fucking unpack what I'm saying, because I'm so much smarter than you. And people have been pushing that vibe, but he was better at it than anybody before him, better at it than anybody beside Rakim before him. So it's still straight ahead hip hop, as opposed, this is not complicated, as opposed to Miseducation, which is not straight ahead hip hop, right? So just that notion of you can change the genre, or you challenge the genre, or be dead in the center of the genre, but be amazing. Both those are roads to a classic, but it is partly a relationship to the genre. Right? This is the best that we have created, be it hip hop or soul or rock or whatever it is, right? Like, so it comes from like the community saying that's the shit. It doesn't require everybody in the community to say that, but you have an overwhelming number of people and leaders, like cultural leaders in the community, saying that is the shit. He or she is the shit, and that's what we're talking about.
Got you. Chat. Let's get to chat's talking about classics have zero skips. There's an argument going on there. I don't think classics have zero skips because that's personal opinion, what you're skipping and what you're not skipping. I think that they have to form a full, like, thematic, conceptual sound as a project. Doesn't mean you're going to like everything in there personally. They have to do that, but something having zero skips is completely taste oriented.
Yeah. I mean,
there's classic albums where I go back to it and I skip songs. That doesn't mean that it has zero. Doesn't mean it.
I don't love one or two of the songs on Renaissance. It's a fucking classic. All the other songs are extraordinary, right? I don't love every song on Lemonade.
I don't love Renaissance, but I know that it's a classic. The Hive could come at me. I don't care. I like Lemonade better than Renaissance. I think it's way better.
I'm calling the Bajancy.
Call them.
Wait, do you like Lemonade?
They don't seem that tough no more. I feel like they're bad chill.
They're like ice, nigga. They will fuck your shit.
They don't seem like Lemonade? They really got that life anymore. What?
You like Lemonade?
I think Lemonade is the most underrated piece of artwork like ever. It's so underrated. And then the homecoming shit she did at Coachella. Like, Lord Jesus Christ, why do people not talk about that? That is a beautiful.
We do. I don't know who,
everybody goes with the latest thing that she's.
I don't know who these people not talking about it are. Like, in the culture that I existed, that
the Hive culture,
the Baychella comes up everywhere. Remember when our queen did this? Of course, I remember that.
See, they with me. Chat's with me.
Like Cowboy Carter.
Do I like Cowboy Carter? No. I don't. I appreciate both of those albums. I think Renaissance is better. I think Renaissance is better than Cowboy Carter.
I mean, okay, but that's not the question. You don't really like either of them.
Oh no, I don't. I don't say not like is saying that they're bad or something. Is that what you're trying to imply? No, I don't think that they're bad. I think that they are not great. Whereas she made a great piece of work, two great pieces of work that are like outstanding that need to be heralded above.
Oh, so that's Beyonce and Lemonade are the great albums, and
Homecoming and Lemonade are the greatest things she's done, and Renaissance is a third in that for me personally.
And Cowboy Carter, this is a bananas list, but okay.
Hey, see this? I'm not saying it. Go get Marty McFly, y'all. Yeah, I think Cowboy Carter is completely not of her best work. I appreciate it though.
Oh God, we hit the guardrails, y'all. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Man, like I said, the Hive has gone soft. The Hive has gone soft, man. I think they old now.
It hurts. It hurts here in the left ventricle. It hurts right here. Do you say such crazy things?
Before we stop, they got some questions. How many chats saying how many classics Ye got? I think Ye's got 5.
Let me count.
Let's look at it. That's off top.
Let's see.
Catch a Fire by Bob Marley and the Wailers is definitely a classic.
You're going to give it to the first 3, right?
First trilogy. Oh yeah, first trilogy is a classic. Classics right. Easy, but 808s and Heartbreak, 100%. That changed music. See, this is the thing about 808s and Heartbreak. When we were talking about before, I listened to it. I was like, a lot of this isn't for me, but there was great songs that I love it. A lot the first time I listened to it, but once I heard it, I was like, this shit is gonna change music. I knew it from the jump. Because it was so on the nose with what was happening on the underground, but also exposing it to a mainstream audience.
Okay, LeBron, you knew right away. All right, I'm gonna go with 5. The first 5.
First
The first
What's
5.
Dark
My-
Fantasies after 808s?
yes. And you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 5 because it's definitely my Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's his best album. That's without
I
question.
think so, yeah.
808s is his most influential album. I liked it a lot and I listened to it a lot, but when I started talking to millennial artist after millennial artist who was like, that influenced me, that changed me. I mean, like in the artist community, that album is insanely influential, right? So that is hugely classic. And then the first 3.
It's undeniable. Same thing with Yeezus really changed a lot too, but people don't really recognize it. But Yeezus changed a lot in the artist community.
I respect that. I mean, there's
It
definitely
changed a lot. Like the whole just darker wave within Sonics comes from what Yeezus did. So it's like, and people are still living like you don't get Playboi Carti's Vamp and Rage type music without Yeezus, and you don't get Yeezus really without Death Grips and that experimental hip hop side. And he took experimental hip hop and made it a pop sound. So I would say that progressed things forward too. Someone asked, chat asked, when did Kanye stop writing his rhymes? Since the beginning, my guy. since Jesus Walks, because Rhyme
Fest.
I was going to say Rhyme Sayers. Rhyme Fest wrote that shit. So since the beginning.
I mean, the nigga was always a producer who wanted to rap.
Yeah. I mean, he's obviously contributed a lot of lyrical things and concepts, and he was a writer in his own right, but since the beginning, he was not writing all his rhymes, if that's the question. 808s, though, that Ye definitely has that. I think you said that he has 5?
Yeah, I gave him the first 3, 808s, and my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And nothing since then.
Is Late Registration a classic, or is it just a good album?
Let's look. Let's have a look.
I'm talking about. Remember, we were talking about It's Beyond Us. I don't think anybody goes to late. We remember the moment of College Dropout. You remember the moment of Graduation. There's a moment with 808s and a shift in 808s, and Dark Fantasy is like the apex of moments.
It is, but I'm just thinking about when this album was out, and I don't think the entirety of the question is how often do we go back to X, right? That is part of it, but that's not the whole of it, right? That doesn't.
I don't think that's it at all.
Conversation, but I do recall heard him say, "Touch the Sky." Gold Digger was a fucking phenomenon. And the nigga had, and this was also Diamonds from Sierra Leone, which was a phenomenon. And this is the
I don't know if Diamonds of Sierra Leone was a phenomenon, my guy.
Dog, Diamonds.
It was not a phenomenon, bro.
Dog, you weren't out here like that. You were.
First of all, that's my generation.
Where were
that's
you?
my generation.
Where were you in 2005?
That is literally my generation. I was a college dropout.
What grade were you in 2005?
I was a college dropout. What are you talking about?
You were a college dropout in 2005?
Yes, I'm a college dropout. Yes. What are you talking about? I'm not a child. I'm 41 years old.
You're 41, so you were 20. You were 20.
Yeah. So what are we talking about, bro? That's literally my generation. Like Kanye's out. I'm out here. What are you talking about? I'm in the streets. I'm outside.
Finally out in the streets. I mean, there's a lot of joints on this. And this is
Marty McFly said Toure trying to claim everything. He's claiming all generations.
I know niggas is bad, young.
He's just like,
I mean, I think it is because there's so much on here that was so important and got so much burn. So much.
Yeah, I just don't. We just went through that whole classic talk, and then when I think about Late Registration, I feel like it's a classic. But when I think of the moment, it wasn't as big as College Dropout, as in like a change, right? And a shift. It was like the expansion of College Dropout, where Graduation literally was a shift in culture because he was going against 50, and it was like the nerd becoming the superstar. You know, that was like the shift
Yeah.
of everything. Where, and then after that, he shifted again. He realized he shifted culture, and he made a pivot that could have completely failed, and it didn't.
I mean, he
But
does.
moving on,
He
what
does
about Jay?
Oh, hold on one second. I'm just
Okay.
noticing. Just Kanye does develop and mature musically and grow from 1 to 2 to 3, 4 to 5. Because you know, College Dropout is great, but the sound to me of Late Registration is just smarter, and he's just moving forward, and he's not staying where he found love the first time, but allowing himself to develop and grow. So when I'm looking at these now, I'm like, I see why you're like peripatetic. You keep growing, you keep changing. You don't look to see what people want. You are setting the trend.
You think he's doing that on Late Registration?
Yes, as far as the
I think he's being safe.
as the development from College Dropout to Late Registration, he moves forward, right? And then again in
I think
the third album.
Graduation is a move forward. It's concise. Think about his first single is taking electronic music and making it hip hop, right? You're taking Daft Punk and you made a hit song out of it. That's stronger. The first two are sped up soul samples. The second one, all they switched up. Hold on. The second Late Registration, all that really changed is the implementation of like cinematic orchestra music and a whole flow of actual like composition and composing. That's what moved it forward in Late Registration.
God,
but it's still soul samples.
Wait, the college, yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Jay-Z. This is gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a whole problem.
Whereas, the third.
How many albums did he do? He was one on, one off. Okay, so for sure, Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt, Volume 1, no. Even though there's some good songs on there, he be hating on that album personally, and I'd be like, "There's some good songs on there."
He goes on off, right? So the
Volume 2 is a classic, even if you don't like it. It's a classic. You can't deny it.
Much more pop. Volume 3 is not
a classic. Dynasty is not a classic either.
Well, that's a different thing. That's not a solo album, right?
That is a solo album, but go ahead.
No,
it's counted.
This is his Crew album. This is the Crew album where I'm gonna get Beanie and Memphis to do shit. This is not just Jay spitting, right? The Blueprint is when he gets back to like, now it's Jay spitting. Now, definitely the Blueprint.
Bro.
What?
Hold on, let me see.
Definitely the Black album.
I'm gonna find it right here. You don't remember when Jay-Z ranked his own albums?
Good. Definitely the Black album. Definitely American Gangster.
I don't think American Gangster is the classic in the way that we described it. I think it became something that everybody goes back to, but we described it as something that changed and moved culture and all that, right?
See, but that's what I said. It doesn't have to. It doesn't
no,
have to.
You said it's two. You said it's either two or two things, right?
Yes, it can be an extraordinary expression of the form, or let's say a unique expression of the form. Like
I don't think it's either of those things.
No, it's definitely the first one. It's definitely the first one. It's definitely an extraordinary expression of
culture. Doesn't feel that way though. I think that's just Pete fans. I think that's just Jay-Z fans.
I don't know about that.
Anyways,
I would say American Gangster, Blueprint, Reasonable Doubt, Volume 2, Blueprint, Black Album, American Gangster, 5.
I think he had.
But can you give him Watch the Throne?
No, we had this conversation. We had this conversation when we talked about the battle between Jay and Kanye. So that's how I remember it was between Jay and Kanye. That's both of their albums. You can't give them a group a solo award. That's ridiculous. It's a duo. I'm not gonna give him a solo award for a freaking duo album. I'm not even gonna discuss that. But let's talk about.
He's half. Wait, hold on. He's half of a classic.
He didn't
album.
make that album.
What do you mean?
You tried to take away. You try to say Dynasty was not his album, which it is his album. That's actually his solo album.
It's not. It's not
Yes,
a solo
it is.
album. It's not a solo album.
He ranks the album in his own albums.
No, but here's the whole crew of like it was not just Jay
You make no sense. That's hypocritical. That's hypocritical.
No,
you just said said Kanye. You gave him Watch the Throne, but then the album was actually his.
First of all, Watch the Throne. Watch the Throne is actually a great album. Whether or not it's a classic, we can argue about.
It's a duo album, and it's a classic
Dynasty
duo
is not
album.
a great album at all. So
would you say
the Dynasty is not a Dynasty?
But what's that have to do with the fact that it's his album?
Well, first of all, it has to be good for it to be a classic. There's no shitty classic albums. This
I'm
not a great album.
It being a classic.
This is not a great album.
I'm saying that's
album in any case.
That's nice. That's him ranking his own albums. He has the Dynasty above Volume 3, above
because he loves his boys. Because he loves all these joints are him and Beanie, him in Memphis, R. Kelly. He's pulling all this is Beanie and Memphis. This is when I'm gonna try to pull them in and give them some shine.
Don't matter. It's still your album. So Kanye has albums where he's barely on the damn album.
What is the album? What is the Kanye album that you're saying he's barely on? Out of the 5 that we said were classic.
Pablo.
We didn't talk about Pablo. We didn't talk about Pablo at all.
We're talking about classics. We're talking about Dynasty.
Yeah, Pablo's not a classic.
No, but we're talking about Dynasty. That's not a classic either. So what are you talking about? Stop rigmaroling. Just keep straight on.
No, Dynasty. But I mean, like Jay-Z would go in the studio once a year and do his Rain Man shit and come out with an album. And he's generally the only person rhyming on the album, right? He didn't really need a lot of other people, right? He wouldn't do a lot of other people, right? So Reasonable Doubt, let me see something.
Volume 2 has a bunch of people on it. I don't know. You're just saying things. Because Volume 2 has a whole bunch of, has someone on every song. Volume 2 has somebody on every single song. But either way, Watch the Throne is a classic, and it's a complete duo album. I don't think American Gangster is a classic at all. 444 is a classic for me. So I give the same number, but American Gangster is not a classic. 444 is a classic. So that means both of them are probably not classics because I feel like that's a toss-up. People be like, American Gangster is not a classic. I want to see what people think. We should go do a poll.
I mean, this is a clear difference that you're saying. Volume 2 has some guests. It has several guests. They don't repeat. So we're doing the.
You're not going to win this.
We're doing the classic thing of like do a guest song with that person. Generally, he does not do that. The Dynasty, every song is him, Beanie, and Memphis. Him, Beanie, and Memphis.
You are only giving an opinion. I only have facts.
I'm looking at the. I remember when it came out.
You're giving an opinion.
Really care about it that much, but I'm looking at the track list.
But you're giving an opinion. Is it?
That's not an opinion.
Album? It is an opinion. That's an opinion. It's factually his solo album. He has 13 number 1 albums for a solo artist, and Dynasty is one of them. We could speak in facts or opinions. If you want to speak in opinions.
I just remember when the album came out, and you could yell if you want, but you still be wrong. All these joints are, let's get Beanie and Memphis on the song together. All the songs. So it's like when he does an album with Jay Electronica, and it's always Jay and Jay every song. And then people were like, that's not a Jay Electronica solo album. It's not the same as
that's an opinion.
Too Short for this joint and DMX for that joint. This is me, Beanie, and Memphis, my crew that I am trying to rise up. We were talking about crews before. This is that.
I can't wait to make a clip.
What?
I can't wait to make the clip. But this right here, if Dynasty was good, Toure would change his tune.
No,
if it was a classic album, it'd be a solo album.
Wait. Though originally billed as a Rockefeller Records compilation album showcasing Memphis, Beanie, Amil, and Freeway, It was marketed by the label as a Jay-Z solo album to help sell more records. But the idea was always creatively, before Def Jam marketing got involved, was a compilation album showcasing all of Rockefeller. That was
What's
the
that
whole
have to
point
do
of
with
the
it being a
album.
solo album?
It's not a solo album. It's a group album.
It's a fact.
It's a crew album. It's a group album.
Something started as one thing and then came out as another thing. And you're telling me
marketing, not as what they didn't say, oh, these records are going so good. Jay could be like, these records are going good. I'm kicking you guys off. This is going to be all Jay-Z album. That's not what happened. It's a compilation album. It was always meant to be
the nigga listed it as himself.
Compilation album.
The nigga listed it as an album himself. He takes the L for the album. Look at this. He puts his own album all the way down here. He says, yeah. Why doesn't he list Watch the Throne or the R. Kelly thing in here if he doesn't consider that a solo album? It got pushed out as a solo album. It is a solo album. This is a picture Jay-Z took himself of his own albums. And you are speaking against the person and the company. Who do you need to believe? Only yourself. We're moving on. We're moving on. Either way, the album is clear.
Niggas is clear. I remember when it came out. Nigga, Dynasty was a crew album.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't switch the reality just because it started as a compilation album because you want to showcase your niggas, and then you put your name on it as an album. You put an intro, a Jay-Z intro, and everything. It's still trash. I can't, and you put your name on it. That's not whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Like, what are you talking about? Like, whose fault is that? That's hilarious. But either way, the point of the matter is that album was trash. That was the only point. And American Gangster is not a classic, and 444 is not a classic. But I think 444 is a classic. And you think
the rest of that picture? Let me see the rest of that picture.
This is how he ranks his own shit.
Sure, that's the whole picture?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm scrolling up. This is before he dropped 444. He didn't put it was like Wow 4044, I think, was out.
That's the five. So the five that I said were classics are the first five.
Yeah, because you agree with Jay-Z, because that's just who you are. Like as a Avenger, that's what you
he has Magna Carta sixth. Oh, okay, dog. Magna Carta was like one listen and threw that shit away. That was trash. Jay-Z, he got the blue. No, that's the 3.
I don't listen. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't listen to anything under the top 4 in modern times.
Okay.
I don't listen to nothing in the top 4, and I listen to 444 frequently.
Yes,
I think that's
Rich, you are the only person who liked Kingdom Come. Yes,
you are. Yes, you are. Let's put you out there so the world can see. You are the only person.
Was that the album that started with the voice of Justin Timberlake?
No, that's Magna Carta.
Oh my God. I was so mad.
That was trash.
The first voice we hear is Justin fucking Timberlake on your fucking album. The fuck is wrong with you? I'm so mad at him for that. Hove is not consistent. He's 50-50. He's
not 4th. And we gave Kendrick 4.
He's great album, shitty album, great album, okay album. Like he's not like which is this sort of goes back to the no skips thing. Like, does he have, and like, he's not going to kill you every single time, but he's going to give you a truckload of really good music. And some of that might be features. It might be a Lucy, whatever, but like, you still got a bunch of great Hove music and you understand he's great MC. But he's not going to crush it every day. He just doesn't.
Do you think that there's a fault in that? Like if some artist is crushing it every single time, and if I've dropped 13 albums and 4 of them are classic, I drop 4, this other person drops 4 albums and 4 of them are classic, is that other artist better than the other artist? Or you think it don't matter?
No, to me, you score a point as a creative person when you do something great. That you failed to do something great is not a negative point. That's a sports mentality. If you make a great album, you make one great album. Then you make a so-so album, you have one great album. You make a great another great. Now you have 2 great albums, but it's not like, well, you got 2 wins and 1 loss. Like that's a sports mentality. Both of those hypothetical artists
I don't disagree with that.
Have 4 incredible albums. I don't care about the 9.
Yeah.
You know, and you better
longevity matters in that though, because if you made 4 incredible albums 10 years ago, and this guy came back and made an incredible album now, and you haven't made an incredible album since 2005, then that person is better than you because you're looking at the length of his career.
But I'd talk about, well, how great are these albums, right? Because we had a whole other discussion about people are like, Lauryn Hill is just 1 album. I'm like, Lauryn Hill's 1 album is better than probably anything your favorite artist ever made.
Hey, so an atomic bomb is an atomic bomb. You
know what I mean? So it's the like, 4 to 4 comparison, I'd be like, well, what are the 4? You know what I mean? Like, did somebody drop My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy within that 4? Like, you know, is one of their 4 off the wall or Purple Rain or some shit? But like, to go back to the let's say 4 up and 9 down or 4 down, whatever, you know better than me, than anybody, that a great artist can release a bad album for any number of reasons that are beyond your creativity. Like, the label might have rushed you to put it out. They might have forced you to work with somebody you didn't like. Like, there's, you know, any number of things that could have happened that led to that album not working out. You know, they changed your A&R and that freaking changed the mood and everything. And you're arguing with the label over the direction, or I just needed to get something out so I could get off the label and go to some, like, there's any number. It's hard as fuck to create something great. It is easy to have something good fucked up by the industry that you need to put it out.
Thank you for saying that. And I'm going to say that specifically to everyone who is watching. You don't understand how many hands are on this album when you're releasing an album from a major label perspective. Anytime a classic album comes from a major label perspective, I commend the artist so much, because that has so much to do with how much you wanted to push through that idea, that you believed in yourself so much that it needed to be this, and you fought for that idea. Unless whoever's around you just thinks you're doing everything great, so I'm just gonna let you do whatever the hell you want. And that's like, a lot of times those people who are doing that, it's more about hits than great albums. That's like a Drake. You got hits, you don't got great albums. So it's like, they're gonna let you do whatever the hell you want. But a great album, a great project, a masterpiece of artwork in a major label system is like dropping a movie. That's why there's so many bad movies, because some guy had a great idea, but there's 50,000 people that got to approve this idea. It's so fucking hard.
And the people who have to approve the ideas are not creative people. They are executives, right? They couldn't make it as creative people, but they are judging the creative work and deciding what gets to come out when, why, how, whatever. So, I mean, you know, there's all sorts of reasons why a movie or an album didn't end up being what it could have been, but to make something great. So that's why I'm like, I'm not going to take a point away from Jay-Z.
Making something bad. I agree with that.
You know, I don't take a point away because of Magna Carta, but like, you made Blueprint, you get points also, for that.
Think about this too. We don't remember the bad shit.
That's
like,
true.
You don't go walking around, get in your car and be like, remember when that nigga made Kingdom Come? No, I just listened to the shit that's great.
I guess it's part of it. I guess it's, you know, I remember buying LL Cool J's first album, Sight Unseen, had never heard a single. I just saw that cover I just saw that cover with the radio boombox on it. And I was like, that's for me. And I had not heard anything, right? And I spent my allowance on that. And I was very fucking happy. The album.
How much did that album cost?
It was probably around $10.99 because it's probably a cassette. So it's probably $10.99.
Oh, you got a cassette.
Something like that.
How much was vinyl back then? They were still like $20, $30? $20?
I wasn't buying vinyl back then. I was a fucking kid without a record player. Are you done?
I'm just saying, do you know how much the shit cost?
No, I don't know how much the fucking vinyl cost. But I believe it was the second album, Walking with a Panther, or was that the third album?
Nigga, I do not know LL Cool J albums, bro.
I think that was the third album with
Oh,
Veronica Webb on the cover, and I spent my allowance on that. The album was fucking trash. I was so mad because I wasn't really working. I was just getting a little break off from my dad, and I'm like, I spent my hard-bagged money on your. I can't get any more.
Hard-bagged money is crazy. My hard-bagged money.
And then, and I remember that. So I mean, I feel for people who like, try something and it doesn't work out. I mean, like in the era of streaming, it's a little different. Like we can try everything and there's no financial penalty. Along with I tried this album and it fucking I only like 2 of the damn songs.
That's why streams don't even mean much in like the first week streams that people begin. It's like, nigga, you just clicked on some shit and listened to it. It's like you did not buy shit.
Yeah. So I remember, but generally your point, yes. If an album is great, we listen to it and we talk about it, right? And then the discussion is it great or is it classic? If the album is bad, we'll shit on it and throw it in the back and not fuck with it anymore. And like, you didn't get a point. You had a chance to get a ring and you didn't get a ring. That doesn't mean that you get a demerit. You just didn't get a ring.
That's like the MJ LeBron conversation. But the LL Cool J album the earliest one I can remember, which I think I was 8 or 9, that was my shit. No. I must have been 12 or something. The one, Mr. Smith, I think it was called.
Oh, wow.
That's that, and I think that's like his 8th album. That's my introduction to LL Cool J. That's how long LL Cool J's been doing that shit. I don't know if it's 8th, but it's probably like his 5th or 6th. Whereas Bad,
I don't understand the point of that anecdote whatsoever.
The point of the anecdote is that this nigga made a good album later on in his career. We don't give LL Cool J enough credit for his career. I think he deserves more credit.
Well, the first solo superstar of rap, for sure, deserves all the credit in the world, was very important in helping it move from the regional subculture to this national thing. I'm going to go on a national tour. And Run DMC was also doing that, but they were going out on tours together a lot and like having that double level of star power. You're selling out, all kinds of spaces around the country. I Need Love was a huge step forward because before that, we weren't talking about those emotions in rap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first time a major artist like.
Wait, what about Biz Markie? Wasn't that before that? Is that gimmicky or something?
I think that was definitely afterward, but like You Got What I Need. Yeah, You Got What I Need. That is gimmicky and fun. Right, I Need Love is a very serious, more vulnerable, like woman facing, like it's more of what an R&B singer does. Like I need you, right? Like I'm seriously, like I need your loving, I need your tenderness, right? Like hip hop was not dealing in that emotional note at all, and it was like, can it deal with that? And he took a chance, and went out there and did that, and like it couldn't have been certain to them that he wasn't potentially fucking with his image, but it was a major step forward for hip-hop.
I agree with that. We got a good question though. For what's worse, going out on a high and being scared to drop again for decades, or the artist who slowly declines but keeps up with the years? Like the music quality is going down, or the person that's just like, I'm gonna quit.
What's the example of each?
Let's
who
say.
Are we talking about? Like if you just reaching a high, like he's talking about, like multi-platinum. Everything was about you in that year because of the records you released, right? Big, huge tour and all the things.
Like you can say 50 Cent versus T.I. Like T.I.'s he has a top #1 record right now. This is his final album. This is the top, and then you got 50 Cent, who's like, I'm not gonna put out an album.
I mean,
I don't think it matters.
I think both are interesting. Both are reaching a high is really powerful and really unique. And like, I don't think that it's like you couldn't reach that high again. I mean, like, how many times in your life can you be like, I am in touch with the zeitgeist and the sound that 2 or 3 million people want to hear, and the right producer and the right time, and we had the right video, and all the
Mhm.
stars came. It's not like, well, you couldn't make Haley's Comet come again. Like, are you kidding? I made it come once. You know, niggas like
Also,
that'd be
it's
like,
not equivalent, right?
niggas like that would be like, Jesus Christ only inspired one religion. Like, how many times do you think I could do it?
But also that's a false equivalency in the sense of like, if you reach number one, right, you can't reach anything above number one.
Well, can
So if
you
you
do
do it
it
again,
again?
no, but doing it again isn't reaching number one. You see what I'm trying to say? You're just
No.
staying in the same place. You
No,
didn't
you were
ascend to anywhere.
Well, nah, I don't know. If you're number one in 2020, can you be number one in 2021?
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's not a new thing, though. I think that part is more important than the idea of being consistent. Because if you're just consistent for 15 years and you're number one all the time, you get forgotten about. You're just supposed to be number one. No, it's not, you don't have a new feel.
About if you were number one for 15 years. That would never happen in the music business. That's impossible.
Think about Drake. Drake was what are you talking about? Drake has number one records for 15 years. What are you talking about?
Well, but he had the same records that were that. So it's a high, and he has declined since then. It's not like making new records that continue, right?
What do you mean same? I don't understand what you're saying.
Drake's commercial success is largely from one period of time, right? And since then,
no, I'm saying there's only now, since the battle, this nigga is literally not doing numbers in the same way that he was before. Before the battle, every album's number one, songs are number one, right? In either R&B or hip hop, number one every single time.
We've talked about this. He had a fall off from that, like mid double O's period, right? And it hasn't been nearly as hot.
Every single
period.
No, so every single song is not three. Hold on, every single song is not like 8 times, 10 times platinum. But every album had platinum songs on it, and every album was number one. What I'm trying to say that going number one a bunch of times is just consistency, and you're not really like leveling up into some different atmosphere. You're just in the space that you've been in the whole time. It's hard to do. I'm not saying it's not hard to do.
I don't think that not being number one again is some sort of bad thing, that you created the album everyone was talking about or the movie that everyone was talking about, and then you don't do it again. Like, how incredibly hard it is to do that once, to create the album that everybody is talking about, or at least everybody in your subculture is talking about, like that you couldn't do it again. You are already in the 0.0001% of everybody who tried to do what you've done. And like, you know, it's not like you couldn't do it again. Like, it is beyond a miracle for the geniuses like Stevie Wonder who just do it over and over and over, and Prince who just does it over and over and over, and Michael Jackson.
But you remember what we said about Lauryn Hill? This is all I want to say, and I think is more important in music than anything else. There's so many people who have 5, 10 number ones, but none of those number ones are equatable to miseducation. That moment, that time, the impact, the sales, what that was, there's been several artists that have like 10 number one albums in a row. Doesn't matter, because they did not change the world of music like Lauryn's Miseducation. I think that's a fake, like that can't happen again. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, it literally just can't happen again. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, she couldn't do that again.
Well, she couldn't do that again, but that's
nobody can.
But that's not to denigrate her.
My point is you can't do it more than once. My only point is that you can't do that more than once.
I mean, it's also about youth culture, and an individual has a certain success in youth culture. Generally, their audience is going to age with them and then they're no longer young. So then you can't create that sort of heat around a grown-up album the same way you could around an album that's aimed at the youth.
Yeah, or some artists like just make youth albums when they're old, like Taylor Swift and Drake. Whereas, like, but Beyonce makes grown-up albums that seemingly a different large age.
Now every time you bring up Beyonce, I get the like crinkle in my face, like, what? Where is he going? Because he's not really on Team Beyonce.
I am not
like
a Hive
that,
member.
so.
No, I'm an actual observer of the music and culture. I'm not just gonna lie and say shit's hot when it's not hot.
See, you're making me do this automatically.
We can end here. Did we say Drake? I feel like we should be able. Did we mention Drake? I feel like we should be able to end here.
We talked a lot about Drake. A lot.
Any super chats that I've missed? Let's just say, Soul Quarians, he wanted to bring that up. Thank you so much for the super chat. Soul Quarians is definitely a collective and not a group or super group or anything like that.
Yeah.
Jermaine said this, that SP catalog bodies, Jada's respectfully. We've already talked about that. Is there anything else? I think someone said we need to discuss.
Somebody said skips are acceptable. Drake has classics. This person has been removed from the chat and blocked, and we won't really have to hear from them anymore because Drake has no classics. None.
Beyonce grew with audience, like her music reflects the age she started with, and they come with her, right? Yeah, I agree with that. I think she definitely
yes.
The audience grew with her. However you want to see it, it's growing.
Yes, Beyonce is aging backwards. Her career is going upwards as she gets older. She keeps getting bigger as she gets older. Everything is backwards with Beyonce.
First,
she's breaking all the rules.
Breaking all the rules as she should.
She's this deep in her career, making some of the best music of her career and having the most success ever. She is a contemporary. Don't make me crinkle my face up again. And she is a contemporary artist at an advanced age who is still crushing it.
Advanced age. She's a young woman. She's my age. She's a young woman. Stop. I don't think the Hive fucks with you. You gonna say she's an advanced age, my nigga?
For a recording artist to be 44, but
she's not a recording artist. She's Beyonce.
No, but generally, and John Mayer explained this to me, generally at 40 is around when you stop becoming being a contemporary artist, and probably even in the late 30s.
Yeah, we've heard
being
this.
a contemporary artist, start becoming a legacy artist. But she is still very much a contemporary artist. But
you understand that the music industry is completely imploded to the point that almost none of that shit matters anymore. It just really doesn't, because it's just about if you're selling music or not. There's the catalog, because everything's so separate. Like, you don't even know what's going on in youth culture. We used to like know what's going on in youth. When I say that, I'm not talking about you specifically. One, the proverbial youth does not really know what's going on in youth culture in the way that we used to be able to be. Like, you turn on a TV, you're going to see some kid talking about this is the biggest new artist. I don't know who the hell this person is. You know what I'm trying to say? I have to go search and find what's going on because I'm so interested in.
You're not that young anymore.
No, they have to search. I'm saying, but yes, I'm 100% not that young anymore.
Yes,
but
you can
they have to
still create over 40, but for the most part, most recording artists who are past 40 are not contemporary artists. Generally, they have become legacy artists. And the more you move into your 40s, the more you're going to be a legacy artist, because you're not competing for the top of the charts. You are competing to maintain the audience that you already had. And you're going to move more from being in the studio and more to being on tour and supporting your music that you already made.
Yeah, but the only pushback with that is that what you're calling contemporary artists, which I understand, is what these labels are pushing, but they're in complete battle with so many other things that are getting people's attention. And what I'm trying to say about that is that it's not the same thing anymore. So it's very hard to look at it with this perspective that
I don't know. I'm not really talking to you. I'm talking to the chat, and niggas like stop with the ageism. It's not ageism. It's not. This is not ageism. This is just facts of your relationship.
What you're saying is an archaic statement, though, because you're saying, "Oh, this is catalog versus." But what does that mean? What does catalog mean in 2026?
What's it? Contemporary versus legacy, and there are artists who are there. I mean, the audience doesn't generally realize this. Generally, artists who are around 30 and younger, maybe 35 at the most, are primarily putting out albums and also touring.
That's not true. I'm just saying that's so not true in 2026. Like, it's just not.
But they're not touring?
A contemporary artist, right?
They're not touring?
Huh?
They're not touring?
No, contemporary. I'm talking about contemporary artists.
Yes, that means that I'm putting out albums.
Yeah, but Kendrick Lamar is a contemporary artist. He's 40.
100%. Yes, he just turned
Beyonce.
40.
There's too many examples of the opposite for that to be true, is my point.
Kendrick just turned
Taylor Swift,
40.
Beyonce, Kendrick
How
Lamar.
old is Taylor Swift? How old is Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift is 35 years old, I think.
She's still
maybe older.
That's below 35.
You said like 30 and below, my guy. And 35 is not
35 and below. 35 and below.
No, 35 and below. That's not. First of all, that's old. What are you talking about? 35 is old as fuck. That's not like. I'm trying to understand. What are you saying? And I think she's older than that. Let me see how old she is. She's 36. Okay, same thing.
Just turned 36.
She's 30. She just turned 36. That doesn't change her age. She turned 36 in December. That doesn't change. Lily Allen is 40 years old. She just dropped that shit. She's 40. She's a contemporary artist that just moved to arenas. You're incorrect. The statement is incorrect. People are old as fuck and dropping music in the music industry and doing better than ever. And dropping contemporary records and reaching new heights because of the internet can expose people to art that's good. I'm just trying to tell you the music industry doesn't control things as it did because it used to have to feed off of youth culture because that's what it needed, because those are the avenues that it has. That's not the avenues anymore. There's just a lot of artists that are 35 and up that are reaching new heights in contemporary music. It's just the facts. So that's the only thing I would want to say about that. It's just that because the music industry doesn't really exist anymore. It's just an attention economy. And if you could plug yourself into that attention economy, and then this marketing system wants to feed you, then that's what it be. So it's just very different nowadays. We can't really put into what John Mayer said, because John Mayer is also what, 50 now? That nigga knows what the fuck he talking about.
Oh my God. Here you go.
You don't know what the fuck he talking about. He don't fucking listen to no young niggas or old niggas. You know? Yeah. But anyways, we could leave on that. I took a W on that debate. Thank you guys. The chat and W Green. Put W's in the chat for Green. L for Ray on that one. She's asking what's Toure Googling. She wants to know what you trying to Google.
Don't worry about what I'm Googling.
Chat GPT.
Don't worry about what I'm Googling. Don't worry about Googling. I just don't see no.
Look at that. Green is making excellent points here.
L's in the chat for Green.
W.
L's.
W. L. Toure. W. W's in the chat.
Such a dick.
W's in the chat.
If I pass the L, so just W.
No, but the L was for you. I put the L up. The L was
the L was for you. There's multiple L's.
Look at go listen to some Drake, Toure.
No, I hate you. Block that man. Block that man completely. No, that will not happen.
That's hilarious.
Multiple L's.
Whatever. All right. I think that's it.
Not today, nigga. Not today.
We appreciate y'all.
L Green.
$1 million in the bank.
He said